Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome one and all to tonight's Chill Stream number 2 here on Pacific Forum 4, where once again we will be playing some Marvel Rivals and also MLB The Show 25. As you can see, the first game I'm going to queue up is going to be MLB The Show 25. I hope everyone is doing well on this Thursday. I'm glad to have you here. Tim, good to see you, brother. Now let's go ahead and get underway. And yeah, I was reading a little bit of that article that you sent me here, Tim. That's why I didn't start right away. But I'm definitely going to say that for Sunday's Pop Talk. So thank you very much, brother. Really appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play game. You know, we'll probably play maybe 2, possibly 3 games, more likely 2 games of MLB The Show 25 before we move on to some Marvel Rivals. Let's see if I can win a game or 2 this time. Last time I wasn't able to win any games.
3, that's a magic number. Yes, it is. It's the magic number.
Yeah, I could do that. With the throwbacks that are available in the game. It's going to actually be tomorrow's game that's on the schedule between the Cubs and the White Sox. So.
Hi, everybody. It's Boog Shambi. Welcome to the show.
All right. Yeah. We know. As soon as the game says, okay, you're good to go, you're good to play. Yes. Good. It's got the live roster on. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. Don't really care. Not for this stream anyway. No, I don't want to purchase any of this. All right. Let's just I don't want to purchase this crap. Just want to play the freaking game. Let's go. No. Of course. There. Crossplay is on. Yada yada yada. Okay. Let's just go. That's what I hate about certain things about this is they don't let you get right to the game. They want you to go and purchase add-ons. I'm not gonna purchase any add-ons. Alright, so let's go to the calendar. Let's simulate up to today. Let's go ahead, sim through date. No, don't care about the scouting assignments. And we're just going to auto this. And we're going to auto this. Yeah. Okay. Auto utilize, and we're going to play tomorrow's game. And currently in this game, the Cubs are at 500. Meanwhile, the White Sox in this game are actually a couple games below 500 compared to their actual real-life counterparts. All right, so let's go ahead and play the game. Going to confirm. We're going to play the full game. Of course, we're going to start off as the Cubs. And let's see. City Connects. It's home 82. You know, let's go up the home 1908 for the Cubs. and then I'll just have to, deal with the White Sox being in their regular jerseys. Go with the hybrid, and I'm gonna go ahead and start Ben Brown, Nico Horner. I want him in the 7th spot. Crow Armstrong, I'm moving him up to the top of the lineup. Birdie, I want him in the 9th spot. Ian Happ, I'm actually going to have Ian Happ bat behind Pete Crow Armstrong, get that speedy outfielder and Pete Crow Armstrong on base, and then let Kyle Tucker and Ian Happ start doing their magic. Let's see. James Swanson, I want him batting 6th. And, instead of Carson Kelly catching, I want it to be Miguel Amaya. So, I'm just going to actually move Amaya down to the 8th spot. Turner, I want Turner to actually play 3rd. And actually, why Michael Bush isn't in the lineup, only the game knows. So, I'm going to have Michael Bush at 5th. And that works for me. Okay. Michael Bush is currently injured, pulled groin. Fine, we'll replace him then. All right. So let's just put John Birdie at 3rd, and make a few more adjustments to the lineup. So in this case, let's have Dansby Swanson at 5th, move Justin Turner down to the 7th spot, and that's going to be my lineup for the first game.
Hello, baseball fans, and welcome. Interleague Baseball on MLB The Show. It's the Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Cubs. Joined by my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Schaumby. We're in store for a major league debut in this one, Singy. It remains to be seen what kind of career he'll have, but here's step 1, and there's a lot of hope and optimism around him. This organization thinks he can be an impact player.
And from what I've seen and heard from people that follow prospects really closely, I do too. We may not see him light the league on fire right from the start, as there's usually a learning curve, but I think he has the skill set to be successful at this level for a long time.
All right, let's get the game underway. We got Ben Brown on the mound.
Hill here today, Ben Brown.
The tall left-hander. Ready to go.
This guy wants to be better than that. I mean, the ERA is bloated. He understands that he's got to put his team in a better position to win ball games. And at this point, you have to forget about your own individual stats, and you have to go out there and attack and try to get that W. And if you do that, you'll look up, and most likely that ERA will have dropped over time.
Down and away.
Josh Rojas leading things off and takes a strike.
And let's go ahead, go Austin Main with the heat on the inside.
That's towards center.
That's towards center field. Pete Crow Armstrong under, makes the catch.
Time to check out the lineup for the White Sox. They do a lot of things well in this
Rojas,
offense.
Slater,
They control the strike zone. They
3.
make pitchers work hard for outs.
Robert,
and as a result, one of the better OBP teams in the league.
Well, what I love about it is it's an organizational philosophy. Whether you go to instructional league, whether you go to spring training, you see these players even during batting practice. When it doesn't matter, they're practicing that type of approach, Boog. And when you have that filtering through the organization, even when you call up a player, they step right in and continue with the pattern that they have established at this level, which ultimately leads to a lot of success.
Yeah, big swing and a miss. You translate on base percentage, it's basically this. Teams that have a high on base percentage, they don't make outs at a very high rate. As my buddy Joe Sheehan says, OBP is life.
All right.
1 out.
Try another
bases
circle
empty.
change toward the dirt. See if he'll swing at it.
Pitch misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
All right. Let's go for curveball.
Hacks and
There we
misses.
go.
It's
Got
a
him.
strikeout.
Well, that's a curveball that I'm sure he wants back at the plate. 2 strikes, the sort of pitch you're hoping for. A bit of a mistake.
And now let's go for
I'd say in a very
fastball.
hittable location.
Up
but
and away.
clearly the break was enough to get him to swing through it.
Mike Tauchman, the batter now, as he swings and misses
Former
for
Cub
strike
Mike
1.
Tauchman at the plate for the Chicago White Sox. I was surprised that the Cubs actually released him during the
Got
offseason.
the bat going too soon. It's strike 2.
All right. So that last pitch was a curveball. We need to bust him in.
The pitch.
Kind of jam him if we can.
Foul ball. It stays.
Oh, he's
nothing
able to
in
foul
2.
it off. So now let's go for circle change. Down. All right. Try a curveball. Let's go up a little bit. Up and away.
And down on strikes he goes.
There we go.
And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. Nothing doing for the White Sox. And now it'll be the Cubs' turn in a scoreless ball game. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Back here at the friendly confines. And getting the start for the
Martin
White Sox.
Perez
Martin
is going on the
Perez.
mound for the
What do
White
you look
Sox.
for here?
He's had his ups and downs in his career as his ERA is just over 4, but this is a guy that's not afraid. He's going to take the ball. He's going to go out there and give it his best.
And now here's the speed threat. Outfielder Pete Crow Armstrong.
All right. Let's see what I can do today. There we go.
Dives and he
Base hit.
can't hang on. No play.
Lead
That's
off
an
hit.
infield single.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. Fielder got a piece of it, but the way that thing came off the bat, no surprise at all. He couldn't pick it cleanly. It's a very difficult play.
Taking
and
this
that
first
swing
pitch.
definitely was deserving of a hit. And now let's see if they force some action with good wheels on the bases.
Got a lefty on the mound. Gotta be very careful if I do actually steal the base.
Half lays off. Chris with that distraction and a speedy guy at first. He's in a favorable hitter's count.
Well, if nothing else, I mean, this is a great spot for a hitter to be in.
Throwing over that pitch and missed. 2 balls and a strike. To Cubs left fielder Ian Happ.
In the air, right side.
That's
Tauchman
foul.
sizes this one up. Can't get there. This one lands foul.
All right, I'm saying Armstrong.
Runner on the go. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball.
I'm setting Armstrong again.
Runner goes again. That one out to right. Tauchman.
All right.
Hauls it in for the out.
Wasn't able to get a hit, so have to send Armstrong back to first.
Time now for the Chicago Cubs lineup. Someone who makes things happen
Armstrong,
for them
Ian
in
Happ,
part with
Kyle
his
Tucker,
legs.
Say
John
Suzuki,
Birdie.
And Boo,
Disney
you and I were talking about him before
Swanson,
the
Nico
game.
Horner,
He's got
Justin
good
Turner,
speed, and if
Miguel
you watch
Amaya,
him in
and
this
John
game,
Birdie make up the
he's
Cubs
that type
lineup,
of
as
guy
you already
that's
know.
very smart. He doesn't have this just eye-popping speed, but he knows how to use it, and he's very intelligent on the base pass to get to the next base, to get around the bases, and ultimately score runs.
Kyle Tucker now at the plate as he swings through strike
I
one.
should have swung at that, but
Anytime you can get
I'd already
one by a
determined
bat
that I
of
was
this
going to do
caliber,
that.
especially with runners on. It's got to give you some confidence.
Go,
Now this
go.
one gets way at the plate. For Armstrong into scoring position on the wild pitch, and there goes the double play possibility.
Well, that right there erases the chance at the inning-ending double play. So good job on the bases to move up on the wild pitch. Changes the outlook of the inning in a pretty big way.
All right, so the count's 1 ball and a strike to Kyle Tucker. Let's see if I can get something going here.
Comebacker to the mound. Slings to first in time. Down to second. Gets back as he almost ran into another out there. Seiya Suzuki,
All right.
the next Cub to hit. Third in the National League leaderboard for batting average.
Have Pete Crow Armstrong take a small lead off a second.
Cut on and missed. Good.
It's one too early on that
right
one.
There. 0-1.
Filthy
Well,
change
not according to that.
Just pulled the string.
Swing and a ground
Nope.
ball. Sosa
Not going to get anything done this
first,
particular
and that
part of the
is
inning. So we're heading
Cubs
to the
lead
top of the
one,
second.
Scoreless after one. Here at Wrigley Field, here's the center fielder, Luis Robert Jr.
All right, let's start off with a fastball
native
up
of
and
Cuba,
away.
signed with the White Sox in May of 2017. And the first pitch misses for ball one.
You don't say up. Circle change down.
And another ball.
Nope.
And Chris behind the plate today, James Kingsley.
Supposed to be a
known
circle
for being
change,
a
but
little
I hit the
generous
wrong
on
button.
the edges.
All right, let's try the circle change this time.
Nope, that's down.
All right, 3-0. We got to go in with fastball.
That one finds the zone, and the count is 3-1.
I'm gonna go
What
with
about an
another
umpire's
fastball
height?
blown
How
away.
much of a role does that play in your experience and what the strike zone is like?
Yeah, I think it pushes the strike zone up a little bit, which, you know, as a former hitter, you like that. You wanted
All
the
right,
ball
so
up.
that's
You
a hit
didn't
for
want
the
to have
White
to deal with
Sox.
stuff down in the zone consistently.
Andrew Benintendi up to the plate.
All right.
Fourth in the
Try to get a
American League
double
in
play
batting
here.
average this year. Right through there for a strike. As the game has moved along, we see more and more information supplied by teams about the umpires. I've been in clubhouses where they have pictures of all four guys, nicknames, hometowns,
inside.
and as well hobbies listed, just so you can kind of small talk the umpire.
And
a
let's
little
go
bit.
for
That's
curveball
great.
on the outside.
And that's downstairs and outside.
Going to try to make him extend the zone a little bit, but that didn't work. So we're going for circle change.
Runner at first with no outs here.
All right, fastball away.
Knocks that one away,
Nope.
and we'll do it again.
Fouled it back. All right, off speed pitch again. Going with another circle change.
Foul ball still, a 1-2 count.
All right. Gotta bust him in with a fastball. Taking a risk here doing that.
Foul ball left side, he'll see another. Good battle here, about
right,
to be
curveball.
the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Swing
There you go.
and a miss.
Finally got him.
Came out. He battled for a long time, but it finishes with a strikeout. You can't be
Nice
mad at yourself
12-6
after an at-bat
curveball.
like that one.
That's a pretty nasty pitch right there. I call it a power curveball in the 80s. It's got so much spin on it, and you really don't have a lot of time to sit back and watch what it's going to do before you have
All
to
right.
commit. It was a good one for the swinging
We've got to
strikeout.
challenge this guy.
Here's Joey Gallo. Swing and a miss. That's strike one.
All one's the count.
But we can't get too careless.
Just missed.
All right, fine. Let's try a fastball in the outside corner.
And there's a foul ball.
All right. Now let's go for circle change in the dirt. All right. Fastball up and away.
Strike three, and that's two in a
Still
row.
worked.
Oh, interesting. He's looking very comfortable out of the stretch after giving up the leadoff single. Back-to-back strikeouts, so they haven't been able to move that runner out, get him in the scoring position, and try to have a better chance of scoring. I'll tell you, good job so far on the mound. He just needs one
Okay,
more
it's
out.
Tristan Gray.
The batter will be the shortstop, Tristan Gray.
Start him off for the circle change.
First pitch doesn't find the zone.
Now let's try a curveball.
Swings through that.
1-1.
Going back to the circle change again. I'm going to go up this time.
Close
Ball two.
one, doesn't get the call. And it's 2-1.
I think he wanted that call
Bad
in the
call,
open part of
Blue.
the zone, but just didn't get it. Now
All right,
he's just
fine.
trying to get a better feel
Fastball
for how
down
much
and
it
away.
missed, so he can adjust his sights just a little bit.
You could have called that up. Come on, Blue.
Next offering is
All right.
in for a strike.
3-2.
Full count now. Gonna try to strike him out. Fastball up.
Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. So 1 left for the White Sox. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score.
Always have to remind myself when I'm playing a game like this, I have to change pitching locations.
And we're
Pitches,
back.
pitch
Bottom of the inning.
speed.
And now it's Dansby Swanson.
Just like a real game.
Swanson.
Perez back to work.
Not swinging at this first pitch.
And that drops in for a strike.
It's a good changeup to hit up in the zone. I don't think he recognized it. I'm sure he'd love to have that one back.
Swing and a ball driven out to center.
That's driven
That one is
out
back.
to the center field, left center.
And
That
it's
is
into the bleachers.
yards.
Out of here. They must be going crazy.
Dansby
in the dugout.
Swanson with my
His
home run
fourth
to
home
left
run
center
of the
field.
season.
Puts
And
the
that gives
Cubs
them
up
the lead.
1-0.
It's 1-0.
Here in the
His plan
bottom of
was
the
to hit the
second.
ball hard, and he was going to figure out the rest later. You can't argue with those results. That's exactly the pitch he was looking for. Crushes it and hits it out of the
A
ballpark.
sinker. It's down. It was away, but he managed to get the barrel of the bat on it and hit it out to the left center field bleachers.
Nico Horner will come up to hit. And that clips the inside corner.
Well, you just got to delete it. You give up that leadoff home run. Go back to work. Focus on this next batter.
Nobody on.
All right.
Nobody
Let's
out.
see
with a
what
run
else I
in
can do here.
in Game 1 of this 3-game set. Right through there for a strike.
Looks like he's just sizing him up there. Really good pitch to hit, but he took it all the way. Sometimes guys just want to set their timing later on in the game. That may be a pitch that he
Come
turns on.
on.
Tosses
Yep.
to first. 1 away. That ground ball may have him back on track after the home run.
That's what a good sinker is designed to do. Get a guy to roll over a little bit, hit the ball on the ground, kill some worms while you're at it.
So 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Here's Justin
Batting with
Turner.
1 down, takes a strike. 1 out, base is empty, and a run in. Bottom half of inning number 2. Ground ball
That's
up
a
the
base
middle,
hit.
and it's through for a hit.
Really nice job
All
staying
right,
up
so
the middle with his
Turner
approach.
at
He didn't try to
first.
do too much
And now
with
brings
pitch,
up
just
Cubs
trying to
catcher
get to the
Miguel
infield.
Amaya. Not much speed on the base paths, so I gotta be
Miguel
careful.
Amaya in the box now. No balls and a strike. Ground ball could be
Come on.
2.
Nope,
Touches
that's
the
an
bat
easy
for
double
1,
play.
and that's 2. 1 scores in the inning coming on this solo home run. It's now 1-0. You're dialed into the show.
Just gonna check something here.
The
Make sure
north
the
side
stream's
of
going
Chicago,
well.
John
The
Shelby
catcher,
and Chris
Kyle
Singleton. New inning getting started. And now we'll see one of the top prospects in baseball step in the box for his major league
All right,
debut.
let's give him a
Kyle
fastball down and
Teal.
away.
That one finds the zone. It's 0-1. Teal measures 6 feet even in the 8th spot in today's lineup. A former
Curveball up and
first-round
in.
pick in
Taking a chance doing that.
2023. Swinging a foul.
And he
out of
fouled it
play.
off. Now let's do a circle change.
Here's the
Up
0-2.
and away.
And that's
Ball,
outside.
Lots of handle on that. So let's start him with a fastball inside.
Make it 4
Got up a little
strikeouts
bit.
in a row. Just cruising
All right, we got the
along.
It's
strikeout.
his first strikeout at this
Lady
level,
Miss,
but it
welcome to
definitely
the
won't be
night
his
stream.
last. So,
We're
these early
gonna
bats
play
are
a
all
couple
part of the
games, so
process
they
for
will
a
be the
rookie,
show
and trust me,
25,
big league
and
pitching
then
just
we're gonna
looks
move over to
different than
Marvel
minor league
Rivals.
pitching. He still has plenty of opportunities ahead of him in this one, though.
And here is Sosa to the plate.
Definitely scuffling
All
at
right,
the
let's
dish
go
lately.
with circle
Just one
change.
hit in his last 5 games.
And right back to the mound.
Right back to
Throws to
Burrow.
first.
Over to
First 2
first.
batters retired here in the
2
top of the
outs.
3rd.
The third baseman, number 5, Josh.
I'm playing as the
Here's
Chicago
Josh
Cubs
Rojas.
against the
Wide to
Chicago
center
White
his
Sox.
first time. When you talk about elite defensive third baseman, this guy is at the top of the list.
Fastball. We're going up.
Got it started a little too early. Strike one.
This guy plays third base.
He wasn't
like
ready
he's
for
a
that.
shortstop, and he welcomes the difficult play. Can throw from so many different angles.
Let's go for curveball.
And makes really tough plays look very easy.
So what are the skills you look for that make a really good defensive third baseman that elite? Dives, but it kicks off his glove. And he'll be safe at first.
So that's going to be ruled an infield single.
The batter, number
Runner at
15.
first with 2 away.
I tried to make the effort.
For the Sox, Austin Slater. That to right.
Fastball.
And that'll fall for a
Right
base
field
hit.
gets
And
away.
that one's going to get into the corner.
It looks like the White Sox are going to tie this game up.
He'll score.
So that's an RBI single for Slater.
Here's Mike Tauchman.
Triple.
He's 0 for 1.
All right, come on, let's get back on track. We're doing good until that diving play at third.
They can get out of this inning with a tie game.
Here's your 1.
Ball, that's low.
All right, didn't offer at that circle changeup. Let's give him a curveball in that same location.
And that's in there at the knees.
All right, I've got a choice. I can go fastball or I can go with the circle change. I'm going with the circle change.
Breaking ball misses down.
I was hoping he'd offer at that. All right, I've got to go in.
Slater on
I
third
got to
with
jam
2
him
out.
in. I'm going to go up and in.
Rips one to right. Tucker makes
Right to Tucker.
And that'll do it. 1 for the Sox in the inning on this RBI triple. All even at 1 apiece. Welcome back.
All right, so we head to the bottom of the inning.
Not good as we take
Let's see
a
if I
check
can get
of the
that lead
numbers.
back.
Birdie.
On the ground, right side.
Yep.
Sosa fires over to first. Leadoff man retired here in the third. So the batting order turns
Yes,
over.
Pete Crow
And the
Armstrong,
batter
he got a
now,
base
Pete
hit.
Crow Armstrong
And
reached on an
his
infield
first
single
at-bat.
his first time.
Back in the first.
And a
I'm
bunt
going for a
towards
bunt.
third. And it goes just foul.
Well, not only can Perez pitch, but he can also sing. Remember, he performed the national anthem for Team Venezuela
There we
leading
go.
up to the World Baseball
Come on,
Classic.
come on, come on.
If you watch that video, you'll see
Another
how much that
infield hit.
moment meant to him.
And no throw. He's into first easily.
A couple of hits
The
in a
left
row
fielder,
for him
number
here.
8.
And now a chance to maybe get creative on offense with good speed on first.
All right, I'm going. I'm
Fly
sending
to
him.
right his first time. Here goes the runner. Pitch in for a strike. Safe at second, and that was not close.
Well, we all know this team is struggling right now, and sometimes you just got to do something different to generate some offense. A little more aggressive right there to put the pressure on the opponent. We'll see if it pays off on the scoreboard for this team.
Check swing, called strike.
Hitter's got some good opposite field power. What I like about something being hit to the right side into the outfield is that the base runner at second has a very
gotta be
good
careful. I
read
can't get picked
and
off.
can determine whether or not he can score on that base hit.
And the 0-2. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another.
All right, let's try this again. Armstrong at second. Ian Happ at the plate.
Struck him
I should
out
have swung,
swinging.
but I did.
Went back to the cutter, and it was worthwhile. So the go-ahead run in scoring position. So here's Kyle Tucker now.
Tucker.
All right.
Swings over the top of that one.
Swing over
He's
that.
going to have to make sure that he stays patient because he is the focal point in that lineup. They're going to pitch him tough. They're going to pitch around him. And when he doesn't see other guys doing anything, what you can do is become a little too aggressive and chase out of the zone.
Swings and blasts one deep
Wanted
to
to
left
wait.
center.
That's going to send Armstrong home. Tucker to second.
Relay throw to second.
And he's in there for the RBI double.
A run comes in on the play.
And for him, that's 2 solid weeks with a hit in every game. I mean, he's run his hitting streak to 14, and Let me tell you, that's no easy task. This guy's grinding out at bats. He's figuring out ways to put the ball in play and just as well do it with some authority.
So now the Cubs lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the third.
And here's the
and
DH for the
Seiya
Cubs.
Suzuki up the plate.
Now we'll bullet
Right to the second
base, but
baseman.
he's got it to end the inning. Cubs pick up a run on the RBI double. And this is now a 2-1 ball game. This is Cubs
says he's got the
baseball
rally
the
cap
show,
on now.
Chicago.
Oh, we managed to get that run back.
Welcome back. Let's
Leading off
check
for
out
the
what's
White
been
Sox,
happening of
the
late.
center fielder,
Really been
Luis
playing well.
Roberts.
And thank you for stopping by, Wolvie. Really appreciate it. Wolvie says, hey, bad. All right, let's see what I can do here. I'm going to go with fastball down and away.
Right through there for a strike.
You know, these White Sox showing great
I'm going to
discipline
challenge
at the
him with a
plate,
couple of
and
fastballs
patience
here.
definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. He's only given up one run, but the starter's pitch count is starting
Didn't get
to
the
get up
zone,
there,
so
and that might be the
let's
best
go
news yet
ahead
for
and
this offense.
The delivery to
Go
Robert.
with the curveball here.
Swing and a miss, and that's strike two.
You know, sometimes all it takes is getting to the next arm before an
Now,
offense does any
fastball
damage.
up and away.
That might be the case today.
Next offering upstairs.
Brown is currently at 54 pitches here in the top of the fourth. So I'm going to go with a circle change. Try to make him swing at something in the dirt.
And La Pantera has
Instead, he
back to
just
the
looked at
dugout
it.
after the K.
Well, he throws him with the changeup right there, and I think he was so geared up for fastball. Once he recognized that it was off speed, he just wasn't able to make an adjustment. So a really good strikeout, and
All
pitcher
right.
just won the battle.
Let's go fastball up in the zone.
Late swing, foul to the left. Benintendi, the former first-round pick.
How's your
doesn't
day
spike
been,
sword
Wolvie?
winner. Brown.
I know when
ready
I
to
was
fire
watching
now.
Steven's stream, you said you just got
Swing and a
home.
miss.
Quickly in an 0-2 count, you've got to figure out a way to shorten your path
All
to the baseball.
right, circle
Put it in play
change on the
somewhere,
outside
then
of the
you got a
zone.
chance.
Try to make him extend.
Outside with a breaking
Nope.
ball. White Sox down
All
the
right,
run.
fine. We're going to bust him in with a fastball. Kind of jam him.
Caught him looking for the K.
Well, caught him looking on that fourth pitch of the at-bat, and I have to think it had something to do with the sequence they threw at him. Kind of bounced back and forth between the outside and inside
There used
corners
to
with the
be
previous pitches.
in previous
and that
versions
makes
of the
it really
game.
tough to cover the whole plate. Just couldn't get a swing off at that pitch on the inside.
I don't know
Joey
if they have
Gallo
it in this
steps to the
version.
plate. Swing and a miss as he was out front that time.
Good, good. Glad to know that, Wolvie. All right, let's go fastball away.
Next offering is fouled back.
And let's go with another fastball, this time down and away. Oh, we got
And
an
they'll do it
offer at
again.
it, but he
That
fouled
wasn't
it
an
off.
easy pitch to hit. It's
So
much easier to
now,
do damage against
let's go for
mistakes.
curveball
but that's
down.
not what that pitch was.
That one in the dirt, and the count is 1-2.
All right, going for another fastball. We're going up and out of the zone.
That one missed.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
All right, we're gonna bust him in. Gonna challenge him.
On the ground. Oh, what a stop. To first. Safe at first as they can't
Pulled
make the
him off the
play.
bag.
Now this is unfortunate because
That
it
throw
looked like
pulled
he was
him off
going
the
to be an
bag.
awesome play, something we see on the highlights tonight and tomorrow. But you have to applaud the effort on the stop. And
Right
if you
to
don't take
Horner
your
to
toss
first.
To first.
Got out of it that
number
time.
3. The White Sox lead 1. They're down 2-1.
All right, we head to the bottom of the fourth. Got Swanson, Horner, and Turner coming up for the Cubs.
The Windy City
Leading
Showdown
off for the
continues
Cubs.
now.
I wasn't
As
sure if I was going to be
Swanson
starting my
stands in.
stream on time because we had some thunderstorms roll
Ripped
in,
to
and
third and caught.
that's a line out to third.
That's what you got to have at the hot corner. Cat-like reflexes, line drive,
The batter,
caught
number
by the
2,
third baseman as he
second baseman,
dives.
Nico.
Terrific play.
Here's
With
Horner
those
now.
thunderstorms, I thought I
0 for
might have
1.
to
He
delay
grounded
the
out
start.
his first at bat. Line drive and foul ball.
Well, that's
Bases
another
empty,
foul
one
ball.
away. We're here
This
in the
time it
bottom of the
didn't
fourth.
find a glove.
Popped up.
Nope, got under that too much.
Makes the grab. 2 down. 2 down, base
The
is
first
empty.
baseman, number 3.
Justin Turner, the
Justin.
next Cub to hit. 1 for 1 with a single so far.
That's a base hit.
Line drive, base hit. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
And in case anybody wants to know the difficulty level I'm playing on veteran.
Ball 1.
In the
Nope,
dirt,
nope, nope.
but kept close.
Turner's not fast enough to get over the second. I like being aggressive on the base paths, but not with guys who
2
aren't
outs.
fast runners.
There's a swing and a miss.
Man, he was really tardy on that fastball. Great job of setting him up.
Yeah, they do have that effect in the game,
Add some
Pat.
velocity to it on the next pitch. Can't catch up.
That's to third.
Ground ball
Nice
to third,
grab.
diving play.
Gathers and throws. Nicely done for the out.
I tried sliding in the
Well, that's
first,
Ken
try to beat it
reflexes
out.
over
But
there at the hot corner. Nice job of making
Rojas
that
with
play.
2
and
amazing
ending the
plays
inning.
here in the bottom of the 4th. The last one gets the White Sox out of the inning.
The Windy City Showdown continues now.
All right.
Now, Kyle Teal.
Brown's at 66 pitches. I'm going to go ahead and start warming up some arms in the bullpen. Bar, I want him to start warming up. And I'm going to go with Luke Little. Actually, no, I don't want 2 lefties up in the pen, so I'm going to go with Ryan Brazier.
One thing on his mind this at bat, getting that first hit at the big